I would like to demonstrate how to use this MCR Interoperability Tools for Revit. So these are the files under Interoperability Tools package. And first of all, we talked about this MCR template files. This file can be used for populating MCR parameters and also can be used for data validation. So if you are familiar with MCR, you know that MCR has a lot of parameters which will need to be populated into the project. Without any tools, the population process can be quite tedious. For example, if the modeler without any tools, they will need to go to manage and create these project parameters, and they have to create a new parameters one by one. For example, like having a name like fire rating, and you have to set the discipline, set the type of parameters, and assign these parameters to the category, for example, doors. Then you click OK. Then you create one parameters, and MCR has a large number of parameters, so if you need to create this one by one, it's going to be quite tedious. Therefore, you can use this MCR template file to automate this process. When you open this template file, it's going to look like this. It look like it's the empty file. However, this file has all the schedules, MCR schedules here, and all the MCR parameters are actually embedded into these schedules. So when you click these schedules, you can see MCR parameters are all here. And what the project team needs to do is just to copy and paste all these schedules from the template file to the project file, and all the parameters will be in automatically. So now I select all the schedules here. The copy and paste, I just do Control C and Control V. I Control C here, then I go to the sample file. So for this sample file, it doesn't have any MCR parameters. For example, I click one door and you don't see any MCR parameters here. So now I come to this file, I just Control V, and I copy and paste all the MCR parameters. And now I click the door again. You can see all these are the MCR parameters populated in. And at the same time, MCR, all the schedules are also copied in. These schedules can be used for data validation. So without any tools, clients and consultants may have to randomly do the spot check for the model. So for example, they may need to click the items in the Revit models and see whether there's a required parameters have been created and the data have been entered. And some of the clients also use the Excel file, exported Excel file to do the data validation. And both approach are quite manual and is not accurate. And therefore, you can use these schedules here to do the data validation. For example, if you want to do the checking for the schematic design stage, you can open this schedule. You will see that some of the values are already entered in, and a lot of the parameters do not have a value. So what clients and consultants need to do is just to make sure all the values required are filled in, and they can be sure that model has complied with the MCR requirement as per schematic design stage. And also there's another approach to do the parameter population. So for Revit 2023, there's a new feature under Interoperability Tools. It's called Share Parameter Tools. And in order to use this Share Parameter Tools, you need to refer to this MCR Share Parameter Tool configuration file. What you need to do is just you import these files into the Share Parameter Tools, then they can populate the parameters accordingly. So this is another sample file. You can tap and see that, for example, this element does not have any MCR parameter yet. And you just go to Share Parameter Tool and click Run. And you browse and look for the configuration file under the package. And when you open it, and you update. Okay, all the parameters are imported successfully. So now when you click the parameters again here, you can see that all the MCR parameters are already populated into the project. This approach is much faster. So if you have a Revit 2023, you may try out this approach. And lastly is to use this model checker tool to do the data validation. In order to use this, you will need to refer to this model checker folder. When you open this folder, you can see all the chipset files according to project stages. And similarly, well, if you want to use this, you just need to import these files to this model checker tools, and you can start to do the data validation. So I click setup from the model checker and browse for the chipset files. For example, I can check the schematic design here, and I click open, and I click OK, and close and save. Then afterward, I can click run, and this I can click run and report, and this tool will be able to validate the data for this model. So compared to the previous approach, you don't have to go through the schedules, so various schedules to validate the data, and this approach can be faster as well. So at the end of this report, the checking, you will see this report. So from the report, you can see that this model is 25% compliant with the requirement because this is a sample model, so I didn't put in much of the values for MCR. And when you scroll down, you'll be able to see that these checks will check two items. First of all, whether the required parameter exists. Secondly, whether the parameters has value. And you will be able to see which elements has compliance requirement, for example here 100%, and which elements do not have the comply with the requirements. And from here you can further populate the data and enter the data accordingly. However, if you use the previous template file, you can enter the data directly to the schedules, and which will help with the data population as well. Okay, that's all for the demonstration. Thank you.